in a moment. So what happened?
Just the slashes. I didn't think I had another 24 hours. So I was like, okay, I'm already on a yellow. That's only like 4 more. I'm probably going to need another slash on this.
So you became
my own worst critic.
You got a PhD in mathematics in your own head.
Yeah.
Starting to wargame it.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel right now?
Fine. It probably won't kick in.
Not physically. How do you feel mentally?
Fine. Yeah. It probably won't kick in what I did until I get back home. And then I have to sit there.
Yeah. So what was your training like?
A lot of sandbag work, a lot of rucking. Pretty much like super long workouts, like hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. Everything with a ruck and a sandbag.
How many times a week?
6 to 7.
How many miles a week?
Ooh. More so time on feet. My Trader Joe's knows me as the lady with the ruck. So I ruck pretty much in my office building, anywhere. Like if I need to run errands, you'd be surprised how quickly you're in and out of a store when you have a ruck on. So, I don't know, many hours per week.
Okay, there's probably no... Did you feel extra pressure as a female, both of you, or was it just like you were just doing your thing?
I don't feel extra pressure.
I didn't sense that you did.
Mm-mm.
Just kind of like... I mean, it seemed like you very much belonged.
I feel like I've shown up to like the majority of like the endurance events or whatever that I do, and I always see like super jacked people, and I always pass them in the end. So I usually show up to events, even like this, and I see super jacked people. I'm like, well, whatever.
I think it was 2019 when Alex Stavdahl was here. He always says the people who pass selection don't look like they would pass selection. Like they're not out here with like 6 packs and such, where it's like it's a lot of mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was a rough start to this class because what we expect is someone to consistently stay towards the front. You're both, I mean, you have some world-class squats, by the way, Helen. Like, you have world-class squats.
Yeah, and your crab walks, I was like,
right?
And I'll sit back here and assume last.
Like, what was your strategy in the welcome party, or how do you game that stuff at all?
I had no strategy. No, because no one would ever like officially say we were in the welcome party. So like we'd already been in the welcome party for a long time. So it's like I don't know what's happening right now.
So what got you?
The ruck march. Like I know. I finished it.
So it was
somehow.
Almost, it was sub 5 miles, and you had basically 100 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. No, they just crushed me. It crushed me at the games. And it's weird because, like, I'm a higher body weight than most women. So, like, it shouldn't be that bad. But, like, my body just does not react to it well.
How much rucking did you do to train?
I did a few 12-milers. And I did, I always, like, ruck with my dog with, like, 50 to 60.
Yeah.
But, what's definitely missing... or was missing was I didn't include a sandbag or a coupon that often. So, were I to start trading again, probably do a lot more of that.
But what got you?
Just my mindset. I got back from that ruck march and I was like, I don't want to do this. It was just a very like clear switch from like, the other ones. I can suck at a low crawl, but be like, oh, okay, it's a low crawl, whatever. And I can move on. But it was like I never moved on from like how much that beat me up. So no, we started carrying, and I was just like, this is fucking stupid.
Like, what's your headspace on? People want to know, I'm sure. What's your headspace on coming back right this second?
Probably not.
I would have to think about it. I would definitely think about it.
What do you say?
Probably not.
Why not?
It takes a lot. You have to like sacrifice a whole year. Which I did this year, and I don't know if I want to do it again.
In 2019,
I didn't pass the push-up test.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I flew across the U.S. and Jason's like, "Thanks for coming, bye."
That was my worst fear.
But
That
it's
was what
been-
that was what I
was like,
anticipated.
what?
Was like, all right, I'm not gonna get past hour 1.
And then pre-selection,
Mm-hmm.
which I remember at the end you were like, I'm basically done.
Yeah, 45. It's heavy.
Yeah. And
Because we had 80s too the whole time.
yeah. And now this though. I mean, this is a lot more impressive to me than passing pre-selection.
Thanks.
I don't know what you think, but
I don't know. I feel like it's tomatoes to.
what do you think, Rich?
Yeah, I'd have to give it to you on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's interesting what Jason said. He talked about Alex Stovall.
Mm-hmm.
I had some long conversations with Alex, and how did he prepare? And he did the same thing you did. Every day he went to work with 60 pounds on his back, and he traveled all over New York City. He's an IT guy.
Right.
So he's traveling around to all the different clients. He goes to the grocery store. He's got 60 pounds on his back. And I think I don't remember him saying it exactly, but he intimated the same thing. You spend a lot less time shopping when you got 60 pounds on your back than when you don't. And he just continually ate at it because he wanted it. And he did the same things that you're doing. I also heard you both say, I've been through 4, and it isn't to take away from this, but I've been through 4 real world selections in the military. And every one of them, I see these big pump guys coming, and they're just huge. And they're like, holy shit, I'm never going to compete with that. Wrong. I passed every one of them. They didn't, because they weren't prepared. The hardest thing to do for any selection is mental. And that's what got you. You let the demon in. That's what got you. And that's the hardest thing to overcome. You can do the physical work. You can work through the physical, but you can't work through that demon once you let him in. And that's hard to learn. But the two of you, as far as you both got, hearty congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll tell you more specifically why. I agree with everything he just said. More specifically why it's so much more impressive, this one. Making it to the end of a 24-hour event, it's a mental. This is a 24-hour event with an extra 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's what GORUCK selection is. Pre-selection is just 24 hours.
Right.
You can do anything for 24 hours.
Yeah, only one night.
Right? It's one night. You don't have to think about it. Like, you were already your PhD in math that you the honorary doctorate that you gave yourself, you know, right? Like, that came back to just grate at your brain. And when you have to hear the cadres, like, we can't say you got 24 hours left when you got 2 left in pre-selection, right? Mm-hmm. And your brain doesn't work the same way. And so you start getting so far out, and you start thinking, can I actually do this? And the problem is that you can, it just really hurts. It really hurts. And that is where that form of growth happens. And the form of growth now stings a little more. But there's a lot of growth in that too. Whether you take this back to selection again, ever, and I hope you do, you're both invited. Fair?